touch on it. And it's a goal! It's a goal for Westmeath!
Does go back post, header's there! 1-1!
Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Middle for it, there is the header there. Yes, and it's a goal! It's a goal for the police department!
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer literate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works. Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Go! And speed! Go back!
Eddie Speed, baby. Where is this game?
Back.
Good little slip there, and he bends it! What a goal! What a goal for Kyle Galloway! Kind of sneaks his way in there and scores the opener for Lansdowne in the next few months. But, aside from that cup run last year, here comes Galloway on the cross. He's got the ball back, another cross, headed into their own net. Oh, actually, it's Ali Dawa. He heads it in. It's funny because right before the match, we were talking about headers. Headed out wide, and it goes in! A goal for Kitsu Prasamba. Pull one back, it's 2-1. Pushed back, Dawa chasing it, heading it forward. Looking for the run, this could be another chance for him. He slides it left, and he scores another goal. It's 3-1. Lansdowne Yonkers, Ali Dawa. And that's another one. Re-energized after a day of fasting and on the field. And here comes Carlisle Smart, a nice cross. Oh, maybe a little too much power there on that cross, and he's dispossessed. A little bit of a rush there on the rebound. He takes a shot, and a nice goal. It kind of goes to the hole in the wall, but down Kavanaugh. Whenever he scores a goal, it's a kind of bit of a wonder goal. Floats that one over. Handball there. Looking to get a hat trick, and it's saved. Third time's a charm, and it will be another goal for Carlisle Smart. Pucci, good to recover that. Nice cross to Stefan. Goes for the finish, and a nice one. The man from the 6 scores for Lansdowne. Just dribble that one across. This could be their chance to get another one, and it's the side netting, or that went in. Good work. Nice connection there. Here's Stefan to put Lansdowne further back in the lead. Oh, taking a good little tap in there. puts in the work for James Boot to put in the tap in, but more credit, well, much credit to Stefan for that effort to get into the box. He picked the right direction, but it goes in the net for Kitsuper Samba. They put 3 on the net on the board. It's
Please don't leave me on my own. Don't pack the bags and close the door. Don't drive away alone. I saw your face right in front of me. Your warm smile that I couldn't keep. But was it all a dream? And close the door. Don't drive away alone. I saw your face right in front of me. Your warm smile that I couldn't keep. But was it all a dream? There's so much.
Oh, sorry, I'm just testing audio. I wasn't clapping at you guys, sorry. No.
Good?
Yeah.
You got that. I think it's going to make sense for you to stand on the staircase there. It's not the greatest setup, but
Alright, yeah.
this is where we have to be careful.
Ooh.
You're good. Yeah, it's got a little slack. So, yeah, I would stand maybe on the first step.
Cool.
Yeah. It's really I think that's the best we can do. Unless going in there makes more sense for you. Like, that is possible. I could sneak in through the
No, I like that. The only thing is I might try and sneak by you so I can get the minute of the game.
you want
minute. Yeah, so that I could say, oh, we're in X minute.
Okay. Yeah, the screen's going to be right here.
Yeah, because I can't see the screen and be behind you, obviously.
Right.
But let me jump on at least. I'm sure you're ready to go, right?
Oh, wait, the audio's up. You're live.
Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us tonight at New Logical Sports Plus. My name is David Einhorn. I am here with my associate, my partner in crime, Jason K., and we are here to bring you tonight's matchup between Doxa FC and Central Park Rangers. We are just moments away from kickoff here tonight in New Rochelle, New York. Tonight's matchup faces Doxa, who are currently in the bottom of the table in the 11th place in the APSL, against 7th place Central Park Rangers. Since the rebirth, I guess if you'd like, of the APSL season, both teams have struggled to find form. Central Park Rangers have not had a win in March yet, and for Doxa, they are winless going all the way back to December of last year. Last win was a 6-1 thrashing of FC Vistula Garfield. But you have to go back to December 15th, 2024 for that W. Tonight, hopefully one of these two teams will find the form that they need to get all 3 points and maybe start to mount a comeback to the upper echelons of the APSL table. We are glad to have you here tonight on New Logical Sports Plus. We're going to listen in for the anthem, and then we should have kickoff momentarily. All right, no anthem tonight, just the handshakes. Let's get to the starting 11 for both sides. For Doxa, starting 11 in a 4-3-3 formation. This is Coach Paul Graffis' side. Starting with the goalkeeper, number 1, Bolin Barnabas. Number 3, Freddie Rosales. Number 19, Rayodon. Number 5, Martin Nick Prawley. Number 14, Chris Armas Jr. Number 6, Robert Cabrera. Number 13, Omar Torres. Number 6, Murat Kalp. Number 11, Duga Dembele. And number 20, Paulo Primavera. For Central Park Rangers on the other side, this is... Oh, excuse me one second, folks. I want to make sure I got all my names right. This is Coach Mike Carducci's side, Central Park Rangers, starting for them in a 4-2-3-1. is going to be number 13, Mohammed, number 10, Matt Benninger, number 15, Armin, number 22, Rafael Carvalho, number 8, Ben Koga, number 28, Ollie Clift, number 17, Jimmy Barrios, number 25, Zeke Omosanya, number 4, Canyo, number 2, Peter Berry, and their goalkeeper for tonight, I believe, is number 1, Jihadi Gilden. We are just about ready for kickoff here tonight. Should be an excellent night for running around and chasing a ball. We are looking at maybe what feels like 40 degrees, possibly colder, with some light wind here in New Rochelle. It's been rather windy the last couple of days across the area. Not enough maybe to have an effect tonight, but we are underway in New Rochelle between Doxa and Central Park Rangers. Thank you very much again for joining us on New Logical Sports Plus. Keys to the game were very different for both sides, from both managers. For Central Park Rangers, this is going to be very much a game of stopping the speed, which you are probably going to see right from the start here with the press. It looks like they're going for is that ball. It's going to be rolled out of play. Coach Mike Carducci made it very clear, stopping the speed is the key. Doxa are known for having a very fast-paced transition, and you can see that on display here with the high press. That leads to a turnover. Is played in there. Cross comes in. Met by the keeper. We're going to go for the long throw down the sideline. It's number 8 in the midfield for Central Park. Going long to Matt Benninger, number 10. Going to go out for a throw-in. Stopping the speed, not letting Doxa play wide. As that shot is saved. Did not quite reach Muhammad. And being physical. If Doxa want to play fast, then we want to play strong. Those were the words from Coach Matt Carducci for Central Park Rangers. As that foul is called for Central Park against Doxa. On the other side for Doxa, it was about playing tight, keeping a tight formation, making crisp passes. Coach Paul Graffis made it very clear to his players, we're here to play and we want to play well. Doxa, of course, do have a long history, which we'll get to in just a moment as this ball is lifted in, headed away by Doxa. Back in for Central Park. Who will it fall to? Booted away. And it looks like Benninger's going to get there. Send it back to the keeper. And that ball is almost given away. Benninger recovers and plays over to Armin, number 15. This is out wide to Jimmy Barrios. All the way over on the far side of the field. Back to Barrios. That's Peter Berry, number 2. 25, Zeke Omisanya. Here out wide. And into the midfield is Berry over to Benninger. He had Armin out wide, but lost possession there. Meanwhile, for Doxa, looks like they're going to retake shape here in the midfield. Crossfield ball. Finds the feed out wide and driven in to Kalp. Shot is blocked. Ball comes across. Can we find anybody? No. Driven back out wide. Here's a shot from distance. Goes wide of the keeper. That'll be a goal kick. And right there you get an example of what Coach Paul Graffis was talking about. Playing tight, crisp passes, forcing errors from the other side. Doxa, of course, do have a long history since 1962 of producing players, producing quality. They really want the education that they give these players to speak for the club itself. If you notice on our broadcast, if Jason gets a quick close-up of some of the jerseys, you'll notice that there's the Greek flag plastered right there in the center as this ball is given away and picked up. Is that going to be offsides for Barry? It seemed like he didn't go after it. That was actually number 2, Rafael Carvalho, excuse me. Picked up here by number 6, Robert Cabrera. Played through, but Central Park are there. Can he find the crossfield ball back over to Carvalho? Cut out nicely. It's back over to number 5, Martin Nick Prully. And found out wide. These are the wide areas that Central Park were a little afraid of. Let's see if Doxa can make the most of it here. Coming inside. The shot. Saved. Excellent save. Made to look routine. But very, very well shot. Or very well saved, I should say. As I was saying, if you look at the jerseys for Doxa, you will find the Greek flag posted right there in the center. And that goes back to their roots from 1962, founded by Greek immigrants in Washington Heights in Manhattan. Very, very interesting club that really, really prides itself on the quality that it produces of these players. Most famously, or perhaps maybe a name that many will recognize right now, is actually Chris Armas Jr. That is Chris Armas Jr. Father is Chris Armas. Mr. Armas, of course, spent 12 seasons in Major League Soccer and is now coaching for the Colorado Rapids. Actually suffered a defeat at home yesterday to the Portland Timbers in MLS Cup action. Here is number 3, Freddie Rosales for Doxa. Freddie actually had a goal in their most recent game. This ball is out wide. It's going to be recovered by Central Park. Played forward. And then all the way back to Barnabas. Out wide there, that ball is for Riojan. Back to Barnabas, and now Martin is going to look long for number 3, Freddie Rosales. And here are those wide areas again that Doxa is looking to exploit as Rosales cuts in. Finds the crossfield ball. Brought down. And Doxa from the start just searching and probing every time that they are in possession. Doxa retained possession through Riodren. He's going to try and go back to Barnabas, but the press from Muhammad is already there. This is Barnabas again, back out to Riodren. Riodran goes over the top. Out wide. Back to the middle. I believe that's Torres. Out wide of the byline. Brought in. And the shot blocked. Rosales picks it up. Is he going to try from distance? He is! And he scores! What a way to start the match for Doxa. And why not? A little bit of wind, a little bit of magic. A little bit of wind, a little bit of magic. A memory I doubt Freddie Rosales will ever forget, hitting one from that far. Well, we can chalk this up as 2 goals in as many games for Freddie Rosales. His last goal was in a 3-3 draw against Vistula Garfield back last weekend. And now, I mean, I'm going to let that work of art speak for itself. Can Central Park find a way back? They had been working and defending relatively well. I don't think Coach could be too upset with the positioning there. Rosales just conjured something out of nothing and gave Doxa an incredible goal. That one is out and booted out into the forest. I, for one, don't think I will be sent to go get that, but I do feel kind of bad. This is going to go in favor of Central Park. Doxa were not too thrilled with the call. Ball comes in. It's going to be cleared away by Doxa. Only as far as the midfield. Brought over to number 22. Tries to pass over for Armin. But the keeper is there. Here's Rosales again. Rosales back to Riodran. Riodran for, that was Cabrera before, excuse me. Over out wide and now played upfield. And Central Park will recover. A little bit more on Freddie Rosales for you. I did mention that he had a goal in his last game. Freddie is from Norwalk, Connecticut. And not only is he an incredible soccer player, but I do want to highlight that he spent some time at Dominican University in Orangeburg, New York, which is only a stone's throw away from where I live in Nyack. So a little bit of Rockland County representation more or less here tonight in New Rochelle. Go Chargers. I believe they're the Chargers at Dominican University, but all the same, nice to see somebody from the other side of the bridge getting a shout out. And that, like I had mentioned, is now 2 goals in 2 games for Freddie. Here's Doxa with the high press once again. And you heard in my keys to the game from Coach that speed was going to be an issue for Central Park Rangers. This is a team, Central Park, that's experienced a lot of turnover over the winter months and over the last season or so. Many players have come and gone. A lot of reserves have been promoted. Some have even stuck around just to help the club out in its current state. as this is oh, excuse me, lost my page there. This is Cabrera. Puts it through for Rosales, but I can't quite get there. And the keeper picks it up. Rosales fends off well there on the other side of the pitch. And Barnabas sends it long. Is that going to be called? Yes, that's in favor of Doxa. I believe that is Ben Koga committing the foul for Central Park. And that is on his counter number 8. I do believe that is Cabrera. They told me number 6. I will do my best to double check that for you. Should be either, or excuse me, that should be actually Robert Cabrera, number 8. I believe it's Murat Kalp who is number 6, but I will double check that as soon as I can. Here is Murat Kalp getting forward, playing in through for Duga Dembele. And I, for one, am surprised that that is the first time that I am saying Dembele's name tonight, because he is Doxa's main threat when it comes to goal scoring. He did not have a goal in the last game like Rosales did, but he was instrumental, has been instrumental for Doxa for a long time. I believe his tally, according to the APSL website, was 6 goals so far this season. And every single one of them has mattered. For context, I believe Doxa, as of today, had 22 goals, now make it 23 with Rosales, as Central Park play out wide. Central Park with numbers forward if they can be found across the box. There didn't quite make the header, and Central Park are going to back off. 23 goals, and Dembele has 6 of them. So do the math on the percentage there, but I'm sure it's still impressive for one player, one striker, to carry the team that well. Barnabas is going to play a little pitch and catch with Mohammed, and then the roll of the ball out to Riadron. Over to Cabrera. And the long ball, and we are seeing a lot of these down the sideline for Doxa. Played in well, couldn't find the feet, and excellently done. Incredible goal by Doxa, and that is 2-0. Well, we talked about speed. We've seen a lot of these long balls so far, and I don't think you could have drawn that up any better than right there. I want to say that was number 9. And I'm so sorry, I was not given a number 9 on my roster. I'm going to double check that right now. But for the moment, Doxa have a 2-0 lead. We are in the 18th minute here. Here in New Rochelle. And Doxa, who are just one place off of bottom in the APSL table. You wouldn't know it by looking at them so far. Marcel is on the ball. It is Cabrera who is number 6 in midfield. Maybe that I could chalk that up to me thinking that was an 8 with the yellow on blue there. It is actually, as this ball gets played into the byline, picked up by Doxa. They're going to go long range again. Taken off the feet at the last second by Central Park. And now can they come the other way? That was number 9, Murat Kalp. So not only did I have my 6s and 8s mixed up, but I also had my 9 mixed up as well. That is Murat Kelp, who was on the end of that pass and expertly, just pure, smooth as butter, guided that ball into the far corner for Doxa's 2-0 lead. And that was in the 18th minute, more or less. Central Park are going to come forward again. Here's number 15, Armin. Over and out wide. Called offside for Rafael Carvalho. Carvalho with a reasonable question, a respectful question for the referee. How far was I offside? He really wants to go and say to him, hey, don't you know that's Rosales? Don't you know that's Freddy Rosales that I'm up against? I know he's fast. Here is Rosales playing forward for Dembele, for Kalp, back to Dembele. And stop that by, cut out by Central Park. Back into the grateful arms of Gilden, and then played upfield, but cut out by Doxa. Believe that is, well, you're gonna have to forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I spoke with both managers before the match started, and I was not given a number 8 on my roster, but now I am seeing there is a number 8 for Grecos. That ball is played across and just missed being goal number 3 for Doxa. Gilden doing an excellent job to just get there in the nick of time. And here comes Central Park again, trying to build through that Doxa press. That's cut out by Primavera. Kalp chases. Back to the keeper. And as I was saying, I believe that is number 8, James Greco. Looks to be playing more defensive midfield role. During my last broadcast, I accidentally said that a goal was the 6th goal when it was the 5th. Tonight, I don't know my 6s from my 8s from my 9s. All in a day's work, though. Doing my best here at New Logical Sports. This for sure is number 22 for Central Park. That's Rafael Carvalho. Misplaced pass. That's going to be number 9. Kalp. Back to Kalp. Can he find Dembele as they charge into the box? It's Kalp across. And then the keeper's not going to be able to prevent the corner there. First corner of the game here for either side is going to go the way of Doxa. We want to thank you again for joining us on this broadcast for New Logical Sports. New Logical Sports Plus is proud to bring you as many APSL matches as we can right now. As that ball comes in, nearly met ahead, but instead it falls to Dembele, plays back out wide. Central Park raises their hand for offside, but it's not going to matter as that comes back to Gilden. New Logical Sports Plus bringing you the GAA and APSL League games. Check our website, check our social media for schedules. My name is David Einhorn. I am here with James Kay. This ball is played over the top for Central Park. Brought down nicely by number 10 and played out wide. Cut out by Doxa as they look to play back. And here again is that speed and quick transition. This is Dembele working on the defense, finding a hole and having a shot blocked. Picked up in the midfield by Central Park. Cut out nicely here by number 10 for Central Park. That is Matt Banninger. Matt Banninger with two very good plays back to back, helping out defensively. Central Park out wide, looking for a pass through the middle. They had Carvalho, but they couldn't quite get the ball to him. That's going to go out for a corner. Central Park corner coming up. Quick fun fact for you, this is only Central Park's second year in the APSL. They were promoted twice back to back as the corner comes in, is met with a head and an incredible goal. Do not go anywhere. Central Park are right back in it. That is number 25, Zeke Omisanya, rising to the occasion. Very literally, as his head met the ball, maybe a full foot above everybody else's. We are in the 26th minute now. And the score is Doxa 2, Central Park Rangers 1. Certainly seems like we have a game on our hands now. You wonder if set pieces are going to be the difference maker for Central Park now, going forward. That was their first corner and they just got a goal. And I was actually just in the middle of telling you that, believe it or not, this is only the second year in the APSL for Central Park. For Central Park Rangers, they were promoted back-to-back times from Division 2 up to Division 1 and then right up to the APSL. They did finish mid-table last year, and that is kind of where they are at right now, sitting in 7th place at the moment. Or perhaps a little bit lower in the live table with the loss currently. But it is always great to see teams build and grow into new leagues, find new players. And though it's been difficult with the turnovers and all that, well, let Zeke Omisanya's header speak for itself and finding the players that can literally rise to the occasion. This is Barry out wide. Over and across. I believe he was looking for Matt Banninger, but this is going to be pulled back for a foul on Carvalho, or was he given offside? We're going to look here for a second. Yes, I was given for a foul. Referees tonight, by the way, I would be remiss. We have Mike and Brendan are our ARs. Tyler in the middle is the center ref. We thank them. As that ball is played across. Can it find a feed of a Central Park Ranger? Not quite. Barnabas holds on tightly as the sting was really taken out of the cross there. Good defensive work by Doxa. Barnabas is going to send everybody along. Muhammad has thought about giving chase, but not quite. Actually, interesting story with Muhammad. I'll tell you just a second here as Doxa working to the middle of the pitch. That's going to be cut out by Central Park. I found Muhammad eating before the game. Carbo loading, like the Michael Scott joke in The Office. And it dawned on me he was actually breaking his fast. I've always wanted to talk to players about what it's like to play during Ramadan and to have to break his fast, and it was very fascinating. He said that while he is fasting and playing, it's very important to keep his energy levels high, or to conserve his energy, I should say. And to let his teammates know that his positioning is really going to matter because he can't necessarily work at the same rate as though he wasn't fasting like everyone else. He said something you wouldn't think about is how much positioning matters when you are fasting. And I never would have thought that. Very interesting conversation. Also, a fun fact about Muhammad, he is a big film guy. Favorite film is Inception, so insert that big, fat Inception horn in here. We'll talk to Pat Murphy, see if we could get it on the soundboard just for Muhammad. Maybe that could be his goal celebration. As Doxa play this one out wide, finding the middle. Shot comes in, but it's going to be blocked and go out for a throw in favor of Doxa. I don't know about having the Inception horn as your goal celebration, but if you're scoring as many goals as Muhammad has, I guess you could pick whatever you want. This ball comes in. It's going to be cut out by the Central Park Ranger defense. And Carvalho looked like he had a shot at that, but decided to let it go. Played across. Banninger gives chase on Riadran. Riadran through the midfield. Looked like he was looking for Dembele. Dembele giving chase. This is Barry. Back over to Armand, back over to Barry on this near side. Central Park Rangers looking to switch the point of attack. Carvalho's over here on this near side fixing his boot. And they are doing their best to play through this Doxa press, but Doxa are going to come away with it. Believe that's Mbele dancing around on the other side of the field. Far side of the field is going to be cut up by Central Park Rangers, who do survive this time. The speed and the might of Doxa. Cut out again. Picked up. Excellent move by Culp. The shot comes in. The rebound falls to Culp. Blocked and blocked again. A scuffle in front of the box. Cries for a penalty, but no goal. No goal there in all the madness. Give a lot of credit there to the Central Park Rangers keeper, Gilden. I don't know how he managed to keep that out. I think there must have been at least 2 solid saves there, and maybe a miss kick from Doxa as they look for a third right before halftime. And I think we're gonna get a talking to. We are going to get a yellow card for Coach Paul. Yelling across the field. And he is very animated over what he feels should have either been a different call for the goal or perhaps something related to the foul on the far side of the field that was just afterwards, but he is incensed. And he earns himself a yellow card, our first of the game. The ensuing free kick for Doxa on the far side of the field. Let's see, are they looking long for, is that Greco? Jumping up and down, looking in the back post there. Cross comes in, it's going to be headed away. Right down by Culp. Dummies once, dummies twice, tries to get outside, switches his feet. Still with it, still moving. Now he's going to go back. The 1-2. Shot is going to be blocked. Rosales looks to keep it down, but instead he plays it right into the path of Central Park Rangers. The header there from Banninger. It's Banninger against the world right now. 1-on-4. And now the Central Park Rangers teammates come and help with the press. Over to Riodran. Dembele in the midfield. Dribbles past, nearly past everyone. Not quite everybody on that Central Park defense. Doxa recover the second ball there. Carvalho tried to get a foot in, but couldn't quite reach. Said that's Canio who's going to play it away, or excuse me, Omisanya. Flushed into the midfield, recovered by Doxa. This is Greco turning back around for Rosales. Over to Riodran. Through the midfield. That's stopped by Canio that time. Over to Culp. He had Dembele behind him. I don't know if he knew, but he might have picked the wrong option here as Mohamed drives forward. Mohamed looking for help, looking for space. Central Park looks to get back. Play back and across to this near side with Barry. Barry for Carvalho. The cross comes in, doesn't meet anybody. Falls to Mohamed, can he make something of this? Greco clears for Doxa. And that's the best look Central Park Rangers have had since their goal, which came, you remember, from a corner kick. Can they get another opportunity as we approach halftime? Canio. Omasanya. Barry. In the midfield for Ben Kogan, but it's offside against Matt Banninger. Central Park with a few good ideas, a good movement, good passing there. Something to build on as they look to grow back into this game. As we look for a ball, play this game with. I'm not entirely sure what the holdup is here. We do have a few ball boys on the side of the field who are actually from FC Westchester. That is through their partnership with Doxa. Really plays into Doxa's methodology of growing the game as much as possible. Barnabas is going to send this one long. And it's going to miss everybody and go out of play. This is actually very enlightening to speak with Coach Paul Graffis on the history, and this one is played back, the history and methodology for Doxa. He said, I would rather lose with, just waiting here to see what the call is. He said, I would rather lose with family than win with strangers. We're not here to be a flashy team. We're not here to try to outprice everybody. We are here to build a squad, to give people good opportunities, to create good soccer players. We're not going to overpay. We are going to overproduce. Those were his words, and he stood by them very firmly. And you can see that here tonight, as that pass is nearly cut out by Dembele, who just appeared over the shoulder of Central Park Rangers midfielder Ben Kogan. Throw in here on the far side. It's for Greco. Over, I believe, for Primavera. Prima, or excuse me. Played through into Freddie Rosales. Chases it down. Can he keep it in? He can. Here comes the cross. It's only a Central Park Rangers head it can find, but it falls for Dembele, who's going to look to shoot. That's blocked. So the defender went over for Central Park, and they are going to come away with it. Greco steals the ball back, takes the shot, but that's going to go over and hit the upright. Upright of the field goal, I should say. A little bit of urgency here from Central Park as we near halftime. This is Carvalho. Back over through the midfield. Barry. He's got Carvalho out wide. Picks it up. He's looking for Matt in the middle. Missed Riodran, but couldn't quite fall for Banninger. Only as far as the Central Park defense. Omasanya. Barry. Hogan over to Carvalho. Barry again. Central Park Rangers doing whatever they can. Played long. Cut out by Rosales. Picked up by Arman. Arman out wide to Carvalho. Carvalho the cross in. Can he find Muhammad? He cannot. Kept alive for the moment by Central Park. Now played forward. Can Dembele make a move? He cannot quite catch up to Canio. The diving pass back into the midfield, and that'll go out of play for Doxa. That was actually Omasanya who had the pass, and Canio who went to ground to be able to clear that ball out of the clutches, the jaws of Dembele. Out wide here for Doxa. Played back into the midfield. Played over for Dembele. Out wide to Chris Armas Jr. Culp goes out wide for Chris Armas, who's going to go over. Foul's going to be called for Doxa. You could see that Central Park might be completing a lot of passes, but the quality and the direction of those passes in terms of trying to break down Doxa, they're trying to come up with an idea. Some way through this Doxa defense. Coach Mike rather, actually called them the league Hufflepuffs. Hufflepuffs of the league. If you can play, they will take a shot on you. Literally anybody will do. As that ball sails well over the net for Doxa. We're going to have a minute here. Hufflepuffs of the league. I would be very curious to hear who else fills out the Harry Potter houses. As Banninger turns the defense there for a moment, Rosales recovers. That is Greco in the midfield, charging forward. He's got Culp out wide. Dembele tried to go with him. Now it's Dembele. Over there by himself. Sends the ball in across, and it's put over. Put over, maybe not 6 yards from goal by Paulo Primera. And that would have been Doxa's third right there. Central Park looking like Hufflepuff. I guess you could say Maybe Doxa looking like Gryffindor or Slytherin, depending on who you ask. What's the other one? Ravenclaw? We're going to have to get Pat Murphy's advice on this. Who are the 4 Harry Potter houses of the APSL? There's a debate I would love to have. And I'm sure our producer, Pat Murphy with New Logical Sports Plus, would have an answer for you without a doubt. Central Park looking to make something here, but Doxa win the second ball. Dembele knocked it forward, came off of his body and ricocheted. Carvalho picks it up in the midfield. For Central Park, here's Armand turning out wide. Played forward by Barrios. Barrios was actually, that's Jimmy Barrios, was actually a player that Coach highlighted. Said could have a real impact on this game as that ball is played forward for Matt Benninger. Not quite going to find him. Almost with a really good move to take that away. I made it my goal to try and talk to Jimmy Barrios before this match started. You know, find out a little bit more about him. Learn a little bit about why Coach had so much faith in him for this match. But all I could tell you is that he actually missed his train here. And so I did not get to speak with him. But there's your fun fact. He missed his train. Happens to all of us. As that one goes out of play from the Doxa defense, this one's going to be picked up, thrown in by Barry. Played again in for Armin, and again, another good move. Almost one touch too many from Barnabas there. Cleared away up towards Dembele, and it looks like he came down. Might have taken a hand or an elbow from Omasanya. Looks accidental, but he's going to get a talking to from our center ref, Tyler. And now we're going to get a call to the bench. No, we're good. Hopefully, of course, you don't want it to be anything serious. But in this weather and this cold, even just being on the ground after running around, I'm sure that doesn't feel good either. Maybe a poke in the eye or the nose. Something to that extent. But whatever the case may be, Dembele is up. And walking back over as Doxa get ready to take this free kick. We are actually into our second minute of stoppage time here. We have Ref Tyler coming over to talk to his assistant referee, maybe on what happened. We're going to get a drop ball. And, well, that was a fun moment. Is it yours? No, by all means. No, I insist. Well, and Central Park say, yeah, thanks. We'll take it. And that's played forward. Blocked. Blocked by Central Park and now picked up here by Dembele, who nearly gets on the end of that one. It would have been him one-on-one against the goalkeeper if he had. He had just about everybody beat. Doxa are going to get possession here. No official word on how much stoppage time we're going to have. If my voice has sounded shaky in the last few minutes or so, the wind and the cold and perhaps me forgetting my trusty pair of gloves has slightly picked up. Hopefully has no effect on the players, though, as this ball is brought down for Culp. Couldn't quite get the header on it, and that is how we are going to end the first half of play here in New Rochelle. Our halftime score, Doxa 2, Central Park Rangers 1. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few moments for the second half of this match. We'll have thoughts from each of the coaches and all the action in the second half. Thank you for being with us at New Logical Sports Plus. We will be back in a moment.
Touch on it. And it's a goal! It's a goal for Westmeath!
Does go back post. Header's there! 1-1!
Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Middle for it, there is the header there. Yes, and it's a goal! It's a goal for the police department!
You don't have to keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not computer illiterate. We work to make sure that the only thing you'll have to say is, it works.
Mendez, go for the cross! What a goal! What a goal from Mendez!
Oh! And speed! Go back!
And speed, baby. Goodness, where is this game?
Back.
Good little slip there, and he bends it! What a goal! What a goal for Kyle Galloway! Kind of sneaks his way in there and scores the opener for Lansdowne in the next few months. But, aside from that cup run last year, here comes Galloway on the cross. He's got the ball back, another cross, headed into their own net. Oh, actually, it's Ali Dawa. He heads it in. It's funny because right before the match, we were talking about headers. Headed out wide, and it goes in! A goal for Kitsuper Samba. To pull one back, it's 2-1. Pushed back. Dawa chasing it, heading it forward. Looking for the run. This could be another chance for him. He slides it left, and he scores another goal. It's 3-1. Lansdowne Yonkers, Ali Dawa. And that's another one. Re-energized after a day of fasting and on the field. And here comes Carlisle Smart, a nice cross. Oh, maybe a little too much power there on that cross, and he's dispossessed. A little bit of a rush there on the rebound. He takes a shot, and a nice goal. It kind of goes to the hole in the wall, but now Kavanaugh. Whenever he scores a goal, it's a kind of a bit of a wonder goal. Floats that one over. Handball there. Looking to get a hat trick, and it's saved. Third terms a charm, and it will be another goal for Carlisle Smart. Pucci, good to recover that. Nice cross to Stefan. Goes for the finish, and a nice one. The man from the 6 scores for Lansdowne. Just dribble that one across. This could be their chance to get another one, and it's the side netting, or that went in. Good work. Nice connection there. Here's Stefan to put Lansdowne further back in the lead. Oh, taking a good little tap in there. puts in the work for James Boot to put in the tap in, but more credit, well, much credit to Stefan for that effort to get into the box.
Thank you very much for joining us for the second half here on New Logical Sports. Our scoreline at the moment, as we get set to be back underway. Central Park Rangers kick us off. Our scoreline at the moment is Doxa 2, Central Park Rangers 1. Thank you for joining us for myself, David Einhorn, my partner in crime behind the camera, Jason Kay, and our immortal producer, Patrick Murphy at New Logical Sports. Thank you for joining us here in New Rochelle, New York. Central Park Rangers are going to look to climb back in to this game as this ball is played out wide. They're going to look to find a way back into this game. They had an amazing header that helped them get on the scoreboard in the 25th minute. I'm going to have the full recap for you in just a second here. We had goals by Doxa in the 10th minute. That was from number 3. Excuse me one second. Number 3, Freddie Rosales, which was a banger from just outside of the box. That's 2 goals in 2 games for Freddie Rosales. This ball is sent long. We then had a second goal by Doxa in the 18th minute. That was from number 9, Murat Kalp. And then, as I alluded to, Central Park Rangers did get one back from a corner from number 25, Zeke Omisanya. That was in the 26th minute. The game so far has only seen 1 yellow card, and it was not for a player, but a coach. Coach Paul Graffis for Doxa received a yellow card in the 33rd minute. Official statement was dissent against the referee. So, can Central Park find a way back in? Can Doxa hold them off? We appreciate your viewership and finding out along with us. As that foul is going to be called. Our center referee, Tyler, just making sure everybody knows what the deal is. Appreciate him and his refereeing crew. Tyler, Mike, and Brendan. This ball is going to be played long for Central Park Rangers. Put it in the box. Headed away by Freddie Rosales. Keys to the match from both sides. We came into this one saying that for Central Park it was going to be about stopping the speed of Doxa. And well, you saw it from the outset, just like they did, as they sprinted to a 2-0 lead. At halftime, Central Park Rangers coach said the key is now was, and I kid you not, we have to stop them from scoring bangers. How's that for a halftime talk? Ooh, that one's kept alive, nearly kept alive beautifully by Doxa there in the midfield. Yes, we have to stop them from scoring bangers. That was what was said of the 2 beautiful goals. As here's Doxa getting forward. That's Dembele. Looking for help, looking for anybody, but there's nobody really home for Doxa. Played on the far side. Deemed a clean tackle over there for Central Park. With numbers forward now, if they can look outside to Carvalho. But it's going to be taken away and carried away. Here's Omar Torres trading with Greco. Out wide to number 14, that's Chris Armas Jr. Prima there over to Greco, and then back to Barnabas, the keeper. Riodron. Excellent ball through the midfield over to, I believe that was Rosales. Or no, excuse me, Omar Torres. On the other side for Doxa, key to the game at this point from coach. He said it's very simple. We need to tire them out. We need to tire them out. We know that we're faster than them. We know that they can't keep up. We have a lot of youth on this team because, of course, that is the Doxa way. Creating as much youth talent and giving as much opportunity to their players as they can. We have to tire them out. Were the words from coach. This one played for Chris Armas. Is it going to find its way to Omar Torres? Almost, and put in. Well, there you have it. Tiring out the Central Park defense is number 20 for Doxa, Paulo Primera, with the third goal for Doxa. The first of the second half. And that's the Doxa way. "51st minute," says my partner in crime, Jason K. It is Doxa 3, Central Park Rangers 1. Well, I have to say, Doxa did not give up on the play there. It looked for a minute like it was going to fall nicely for Torres, number 13, but it popped up instead for Primera, and he did not miss. Not from there. Central Park are going to come the other way. I will have to check with their manager after the game to see if that counts as one of these bangers they were supposed to be stopping. But for the moment, a 3-1 scoreline in favor of Doxa is what we have here in New Rochelle tonight. Here's Carvalho. Is he onside? He is. Open goal. And Mohammed says, don't count us out just yet. Mr. Filmmaker himself sets up a goal for Central Park Rangers. And just like that, from 2-1, we are now at 3-2. And blast that inception horn. Mohammed scores for Central Park Rangers. Great energy from him as well. Going to get the ball, bringing it right back to midfield and saying, no sir. Don't think you can get rid of us that easily. That's what you want to see from all of your players, ideally. Homasanya over for Barrios. Barrios clears it long. Doxa are going to go long. And for all the talk about youth and speed, it suddenly looks like it's Central Park Rangers who have an extra spring in their step as they look to get back into this one. And that's Dembele. And are we going to see a card here? We are. That, I believe, is number 25, Omasanya. There was a moment for good link-up play there between Kalp and Dembele, but Omasanya did get in the way, and he's going to be booked for that by our referee. Played it in the middle. Looked like Doxa almost thought about the shot. Now here comes the cross in. Over for Chris Armas. Is he going to keep it in? He is. Played over and just wide. Chris Armas is asking for a corner, and he's going to get it. Corner for Doxa. Be taken by Culp, I believe. Let me get out of the way. Talking about positioning here. This is the same goal that Central Park Rangers had their first scored at. A towering header. Let's see if Doxa could do the same as this one is driven in. Doesn't meet anybody cleanly. And Central Park are going to be able to clear it away. That's a nice move there to let the ball roll into midfield. But Doxa stopped progress. Played over to Amisanya, who's going to clear. And that is going to go out of play. Not quite over to the bleachers. But we're back in play now. Here's Barnabas over all the way through the midfield to Dembele. Out wide goes Doxa now into the middle. Canyo clears for Central Park. It's Freddie Rosales being fouled there. In front of the Doxa bench. Of course, they don't like that. We're looking to get restarted here with Doxa. They're going to go over to Kreko in the midfield. Kreko looked like his touch let him down there for a second. Not sure if he was meant to go back, but here he is on the ball again. And Central Park are coming. Cut out there by Canyo. Over to Barrios, who plays it long. Prima. Good tackle by Barrios there, but he's going to be called for the foul. Lots of communication from Doxa on the other side while they're setting up for the ensuing free kick here. It looks like Culp is trying to talk to someone in the midfield on where their positioning and point of attack is. So in the meantime, it's going to be Martin who takes the free kick forward. Canyo brings it down, plays it in to Ben Conga. And now that's a free kick and a yellow card. And that one's going to be for Doxa number 11, Dembele. Well, I have to say, the energy is certainly picking up here in this second half. Between the two goals that we've had already, 2 yellow cards, and a long way to go. Neither one of these teams have been able to win in March. What is it going to take for one of them to find a way? Doxa hold the advantage right now, 3-2, as this one is played over to Barrios. Barrios out wide, he was looking for the return, but it's excellent defending from Doxa. Canyo is going to send this one into the middle. That's cut out by Martin, picked up by Central Park. That's Armin out wide. It's going to be too far for Matt Benninger. This is going to be a goal kick for Doxa. And Central Park feigning the press there. It's going to make Barnabas go long. That's right to Central Park Rangers. They're going to pick it up in midfield. Here's Carvalho out wide. Working on Chris Armas. Sends the ball in, but there's nobody home for Central Park. Martin bringing the ball up. Not sure he was feeling the press there. Lost for a second by Doxa, by Dembele. But he's going to be able to pick it up and put it out wide. Step over is there from Culp as he finds Dembele, but Dembele is going to be called off. Offside. And we are going to have a sub. I believe that is Greco who is coming off. Number 8. Is it 8 or 6?
6 is coming on.
No. All right, well, now I feel better because I've had trouble reading the 6s and the 8s on the Doxa uniforms, and now Jason has just told me that number 6 is coming on, even though I think we've already had number 6 and number 8 on at the same time anyway. So
No more commentary from Jason.
no more commentary from Jason. Leave the number reading to Dave. Let him figure out what a 6, an 8, a 9 is. We do have a sub for Doxa, though, and I believe one for Central Park as well. This one played forward in the midfield. That goes back to Omisanya, back to Gilden. Here's Kanyo with Dembele lurking. The press is relentless from Doxa. The youth and the energy that Coach was talking about that they bring to this team is on full display right now. There was a big spark of energy from Central Park Rangers for a moment or two, a couple of minutes there, but it seems like the pendulum's starting to swing in the other direction. Here's Mohammed in midfield. Over to Omisanya. All the way out wide. Carvalho has taken off his cleats and is walking behind the goal. As this ball is brought forward in midfield. Now played out wide to Dembele. Working on Kanyo here. With the feint. Can he find a teammate? Slid in there from Culp to keep that one alive. I'm going to look to see if we could get the subs, and hopefully neither number contains a 6, 8, or 9 in them. Here's Muhammad. Now wide. Ooh, almost. Did he catch him? He did. Omisanya caught Dembele. There's no way he knew that he was there behind him. And Omisanya is on a yellow card. But that did seem purely accidental, just reacting to the play as it was happening in front of him. And referee Tyler says, nope, no second yellow there. The Doxa bench were asking. I believe it is number 25 for Doxa, who has come on in place of Greco, number 8. But I'm going to double, triple check as that ball is played out wide for Central Park. Here's Armin over the head of Omisanya. And that forces him out of position. Omisanya is able to recover here. He plays for Kanyo. Over to Barrios, who's blocked or taken out at least by Chris Amris. And the ref says, sure. He's going to let him have that one. Central Park don't like it, but Doxa looking, probing for that 4th goal. This is played forward to Dembele. Omisanya able to keep it away from him. Remember, he is on a yellow card. Excuse me, sorry about that. Gillian plays long. Excellent touch there on the side on the far side. Central Park with the ball. Barrios coming forward from Muhammad here. Armin makes a move, able to retain possession. Lays it off for Omisanya. Lots of possession for Central Park so far, but they don't really have a lot to show for it. Before the match, Armin was telling me that it's critical for this team to be able to take its chances in the final third. Not just having possession, but creating chances and finishing them. And not only have we seen that to this point, it's very clear that Central Park can get possession in certain moments, as we have a substitution here for Doxa. But they really need to be able to not just create, but finish as well. As I believe that is Chris Armis Jr., who was coming off for number 24. Number 24, Jordan May, will take his spot in the defense. Battling for position, second ball there on the far side. Still nobody able to really claim possession. As Central Park goes to ground, and now they can say they've won the ball. There's Matt Banninger, number 10. Now wide to Muhammad, who had the goal early in the second half. The start of this second half, I should say. Number 4, Canio. Armin takes a touch. Back to Canio. Back to Muhammad. Muhammad out wide. He's calling for it, and here he is. You get the cross in. Takes a touch, just a little too heavy. Barrios has a shot, sends it in. Is going to find the feet? It does, but it goes wide. Substitution, I believe this is also going to be Doxa. This will be 3 for them. And I believe that is number 6 coming off. Just to give us trouble with the 6s and 8s one more time. As that's taken away by Doxa. And then brought down immediately. Advantage play for Central Park, and they make something of this. The shot comes in and it's saved. And now we have a head injury, I believe, as advantage was played by the center ref there. But he's going to come back, and he is going to book somebody for Doxa. We'll get confirmation of that in just a second. We also had a substitution. And I believe is a yellow card for number 5, Martin. Nick Prolly. I believe we also now have in the game for us, in place of Robert Cabrera, number 22, midfield for Doxa. That is Navrouz. It's played offside, excuse me here. Navrouz Shurikev. Restarted quickly here by Central Park and nearly taken away by Doxa and Dembele. And Dembele is just lurking behind some of these Central Park Rangers defensemen. Barrios is going to go long. That's booted all the way over. And we'll call that a shot, I guess. And why not? Hoping the wind catches that one. That definitely would have been one of the bangers that Coach was talking about at halftime that they cannot concede any more of. That's shades of the Zlatan Ibrahimovic overhead bicycle kick from midfield for Sweden. Here's Muhammad getting on the ball and playing it forward for Matt Benninger. Can he keep it in? Takes a touch, brings it back. Can he find Muhammad again out wide? No, he's going to go for Barrios, but that's blocked. Taken away by Jordan May, and that goes out for a throw-in for Doxa. Score is still 3-2 in favor of Doxa. We've had 2 goals in rapid succession in this second half. But since then, it's been both teams trying to figure it out in the cold. Here's Armin. Muhammad let it roll, but just a little too far. Barrios. Muhammad again. Thought he had Benninger there, but left it a little high for him, and that one's going to go out of play. Here's May. Barrios holding him off. Muhammad working on him. Prima. Played forward. Torres. Crossfield ball for Rosales and off the crossbar. Rosales, bangers only, is just a few centimeters short of his second incredible, what would have been a second incredible goal in this game. Here's Muhammad in midfield, comes over. Center ref says nope. Got to get up on that one. Here's a ball played through for Doxa, brought down and over, and a penalty for Doxa. That's number 13, Omar Torres, who went over. The ball played beautifully through the middle and taken down. And are we going to have a card, a caution, a sending off of any kind? I think it's just the talking to right now. It might have been Omisanya, who is on a yellow. But for right now, all the Doxa players want to know what the deal is. It's Martin, center back, who's talking to him. It's going to be number 9, Murat Kulp, against goalkeeper Gilead for Central Park. And here we go. Looking to make sure everybody's off the line. Comes referee Tyler just to make sure. Some pushing, some shoving. Nope, you can't do that. He's talking to Barrios there. It'll be Murat Kulp for Doxa. Saved! Excellent save by Central Park Rangers Gilead. Well, he went maybe about hip high. And for Gilead, both hands to prevent that ball from crossing the line from 12 yards. And once again, you cannot count Central Park Rangers out of this one. Here's Muhammad with the chest pass over. Not going to find anybody. May is going to be called for the foul there, and he's not sure why. That was on Barrios. Played long over for Muhammad. Sends it in the midfield, but there's nobody there. This one's just played over finds Omisanya. You could hear both benches really trying to encourage both sets of players. This one's played forward, cut out by Kanyo. Excellent, or perhaps accidental spin move there. Some FIFA button mashing skills in the midfield. Kanyo almost had that one, but it's cut out by Jordan May. Armin. Here's the Doxa press once again. Omisanya, can they play through it? Armin again. You know, I do have to highlight, as I mentioned in the first half, that number 13, Muhammad, for Central Park. This one brought forward by Doxa. Number 13, Muhammad, who had the second goal for Central Park, is fasting and spoke to me before the match about how important positioning has been. Well, if you're following him, you realize that he's kind of dropped from forward back into midfield and almost more defensive-minded at times. There's a hop, skip, and a jump over to Muhammad as I just talk about him. Here he is working on the defense. Dummies once, dummies twice, plays it across. Definitely a forward position from that point. That ball goes over his head. That's Barrios who's going to pick it up. Well, I was just saying that his positioning looked like it was coming back to help more of the midfield and even defense. That one is caught sweetly and is good for 3 points in the NFL, but not worth anything here. Interesting to watch Muhammad's positioning from the goal, from the last couple of minutes, as Central Park looked to get into this game. He did say that positioning is everything when you're fasting. You really need to obviously conserve your energy, and hence where you are on the field and how fast you get there really does matter. You also wonder at what point he could become a substitution tonight. Jordan May on the edge of the area, working on Barrios. Dummies once, here's Omar Torres. Over for number 25, the cross comes in. Omisanya is there. Falls for Dembele. Brought over across, low shot, driven, and a hand, calls for handball, but it's still alive. Dummied across and caught by Gillian. Launches it forward. We had calls for handball there. Not quite sure on who for Central Park Rangers, but it was very clear that our referee was not interested. And credit to him, he's kept a watchful eye, given some good no calls, really let these players play and grow into the game. We are now in the 78th minute, approaching the 79th minute, just about 10 minutes to go. This one's brought in for Oliver Torres, left there in the middle of the pitch and put home. Dembele for Doxa. 4-2. Well, it was sitting there on a platter, asking to just gently be rolled over the line, and that's all Dembele had to do. Give credit to Torres for setting that one up. Give credit to the Central Park defense for doing their best to try and keep it out. But in the 80th minute, it is Central Park Rangers 2 or Doxa 4. And last time Central Park were able to come back quickly. We'll see if they have it in them again to make something happen. Here's Barrios out wide. Muhammad. Barrios again. The pass was clipped and there's nobody home for Central Park. Barnabas. Over for Martin. Crossfield pass. Central Park look like they're going to try a high press. Played down the line for Dembele again. Tried to move on Kanyo. almost took a hop up there for Dembele. He hasn't given up on the play, and now it's won back by Torres. The flick. Dembele nearly got it past the keeper. Well, he was falling to his left, and he kicked it with his right. And even though it was just rolling in slow motion, everybody held their breath here in New Rochelle. Ball brought forward, pass played across. Here's Dembele again, the shot hits the crossbar. Here's Culp. That's going to go out of play. Well, Dembele does have his goal in tonight's game, but I guess it's not enough for him. He wants one of these certified bangers that his team have been scoring so far tonight. Hard to tell if that hit the upright or the crossbar, but there was definitely the classic ping you hear when you get right in the middle of it with the ball. Barnabas letting his team know, just calm, easy. Here's Martin. Only a few minutes left for Central Park Rangers to try and find a way back in. No foul called there. Benninger. Barry with a nice move. Out wide. Here comes the cross. Looking for Muhammad. Taken away from him. Here comes his cross. Diving stop, but it falls in the middle and put home. Nothing but bangers tonight in New Rochelle. As Central Park Rangers say, we're not done yet. It is 4-3. We'll have the goal scorer for you. What minute you have, Jason?
82.
82nd minute. And do not go anywhere, New Logical Sports Plus fans, APSL fans, soccer fans in general. This one is definitely going to come down to the wire. I believe, I almost don't want to say, but I believe that was Barry who had the goal. Just absolutely smashed it home. And here's, here is Doxa with a chance. Ball played over to Muhammad. That one came in from Torres. That's cut out by Doxa. Driven forward again. Nearly found Torres. And a foul is going to be called here for almost taking out Omisanya. Excuse me, that was not Torres who had the shot. That was actually Culp, who you'll remember missed the penalty that might have really put this one to bed for Doxa. Instead, it's 4-3, and even though it's in their favor, they really need to work hard to see this one through. Central Park Rangers have not had a lot of clear opportunities, but when they've gotten them, they've taken them, that's for sure. This one's brought down at the top of the box. Pinging and ponging its way. Now it falls to May. May, across, off the crossbar. Does it fall to Culp? No. Barry clears it for Central Park. Well, we are setting up for a grandstand finish here. Edge of the area for Doxa, the dummy. Nobody's home. Launching forward from Muhammad. Maybe a little too far. Prima's going to take over here on the edge of the area. Played in for May. He leaves it. But Central Park are able to come the other way. Muhammad holds. He's pushed over, and that's going to be a foul for Central Park. They're going to play it quickly. They are. Muhammad looking for help. Sends the ball in. It's Benninger. He's not quick enough. Barnabas takes away the opportunity for Central Park Rangers, and Doxa could come the other way. Here's Torres. Torres in midfield. He goes to Martin. Out wide. And cut out by Omisanya. Blocked by Doxa and intercepted on the far side, and now they can come forward again. Here's Culpt looking in the middle for Torres. He's got May out wide if he could find him. And now another call for handball, and this time it will be called, and we will have a yellow card for Barrios. It's going to be Rosales and Torres. And with the way tonight is gone, and with the goals that we've had, I would look for something pretty special here. There may be, counting the lines here, 22 yards out from goal. 32 yards, excuse me, as that one goes over. Not quite the spectacular that we thought that would be. Forgive me there for a second, thought you forgot. You always have to add 10 when it comes to football fields. One's in the direction of Muhammad. Bounces up for Prima, and it's going to go out of play. Prima taking his time with the throw-in. We are in the 87th minute now. Played in the midfield for Armin, sends it up for Benninger. It's going to hit the back of Martin, actually. Played in the midfield, intercepted momentarily. Now intercepted by Barry for Central Park. Taken away by Doxa. And all they really need to do is just keep possession away from Central Park. But they're going to go long here, and that's going to be taken away, cut out nicely by Central Park Rangers. Taken away, played out wide for Muhammad. Working to his inside. Can he find a teammate? He cannot. Second ball. It's going to be cut out wide. And here comes Doxa. It's a 3-on-2 if they could work it the right way. It's Rosales, I believe. The step overs, the dummy finds Dembele, and now he's in a standstill. Gives himself some space, brings the shot in, and scores! Dembele says good night. 5-2 in favor of Doxa. Signed, sealed, delivered from New Rochelle. Doxa from the bottom of the table are going to get their first win in the month of March. And you could say that goal from Dembele was coming. He hit the post, he hit the keeper, and finally he hit his mark in the bottom corner. And all he had to do was give himself a few yards of space and drive that ball home. Expertly done. 5-2 in what minute, Jason? 88th minute. Well, this game has been many things, but above all, entertaining. From a 2-0 advantage for Doxa to 2-1 at halftime. Then we had 2-1 to 3-1 to 3-2 to 4-2 to 4-3 and now to 5-3 finally. Muhammad is going to give chase here. Barnabas picks it up. (5-3) in favor of Doxa. Can they look for more? Picked up in the midfield. Working the way in the area. There's a dummy pass. You know it was towards Dembele, but it didn't quite reach him. Let's see, no foul there. That's Armin who went over. Almost, the spin move almost came off for Doxa there. This one's going to be picked up by Matt Benninger. Retains possession on the far side. Can he make something of this? As he races to the byline, brings the ball in. The shot from Muhammad. Maybe a little frustration coming out there as he sends that one well wide. But he did meet it cleanly. Maybe almost too cleanly. We're asking for time here. I believe we should just about be into stoppage time. Central Park plays it forward again. And not sure if somebody was offside. Not sure if that wasn't Benninger. Just looking to see. Here's Jordan May. Over and out wide for you-know-who. Dembele working on Canio. The dummy, the step over. Brings it across. The shot. Over the net. Let's see if we could get a glimpse at, see if we could hear how much stoppage time there might be added on. This one's going to be intercepted by Doxa. Well, Central Park, the Hufflepuff of the league, as they were called by their manager, have done an excellent job. Definitely give them credit for the fight that they've shown in this one. I believe that's Barry who might have gone down under the challenge there. But Doxa, with their youth, with their speed, with their presence alone, have really taken a hold of this one. A couple of cat-cows there for Barry, and he'll see if he can walk that one off. Omisanya gets us underway again. Canio again, back from Omisanya, out to Barrios. Mohammed playing kind of in that midfield role, now sprinting up, plays it over the other side of the pitch. Intercepted by Doxa, and really all they got to do is maintain possession here. But that's not going to be enough for Dembele, is it? As he's looking to give chase, and now cut out by Doxa again there. It almost looked like they were going to be suddenly cut out, suddenly defending. Here they are. Here's Jordan May trying to stay onside. He's got Mohammed to his left. He's got 22 to his right. The dummy, two dummies brought in, and that one goes over and out of play. That'll be a corner for Doxa. Waiting to see how many minutes of stoppage time we have. We might not know until this one is over. Referee Tyler's got his whistle in his mouth. Checks his watch as Doxa comes to take this corner. Are they going to go short? They are going to go. And that will do it. Doxa take all 3 points, their first victory in the month of March in the year 2025. The final score, Doxa 5 and Central Park Rangers 3. Some incredible goals, some incredible plays, and definitely a lot of fighting spirit from both teams. Always good to see sportsmanship between these two sides. Doxa, who started the day in 11th place. We're going to wait for other results to see where they land tonight. Central Park Rangers, who are in 7th, are going to continue to rebuild and do the best that they can between their reserves and their full squad. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to New Logical Sports Plus. We'll give you a full recap before we go. I don't know that we'll be able to talk to any of the managers or players unless I start yelling on the field for them to come up here, which I doubt they want to do. But our score at halftime was 2-1. We had goals in quick succession by both teams. Doxa came out and made it. Excuse me one sec. Sorry, everybody. Our score at halftime was 2-1. Doxa came out on the front foot and made it 3-1, but Central Park Rangers responded quickly through Muhammad to make it 3-2. We had a penalty saved from Murat Kulp that was expertly saved by Central Park Rangers. That kept it at 3-2. And from there, it was pretty much all Doxa, going from 4-3 and then 5-3. And that is our final score for tonight. Doxa 5, Central Park Rangers 3. And so, from New Rochelle and from New Logical Sports, we are going to sign off here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please check our website and social media for our next broadcast in the APSL or GAA leagues. From David Einhorn and my partner in crime, Jason Kay, and our producer, the immortal Patrick Murphy, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Once again, the final score is Doxa 5, Central Park Rangers 3. Good night, everybody.